Afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Holliston Girls Varsity Soccer here at Holliston High School's Committee and Field, where your Holliston Panthers are going to be taking on the Millis Mohawks, and we are underway here at Holliston High. Holliston High coming into this season with that. They seem to be doing a lot of draws this year, but playing it. The thing about Holliston is they're in every game, so hopefully we see some quality soccer here today, as we usually expect from our Holliston Panthers. And this Millis Mohawk team, it's the first time Holliston is facing them this year, so we'll see what they're all about. We'll go in a little bit more. I had some good conversation with the coach earlier today. So we'll go over all the players as we're underway, but we don't want to miss any of the action. So Holliston trying to move the ball quickly here in the beginning moments of the game. Holliston, of course, is be going from northeast to southwest, and that's Ava Bergloff heading southwest. On the right-hand side, Bergloff is number 15, is a senior playing that right forward. Millis with the throw in, and that's Mia Luisi knocking out. She, too, is a senior, number 10. So, as I said earlier, Holliston's coming off of several draws over the past several weeks, a couple of losses, but that's okay. One of the things that we see about Holliston is that every single game they seem to be getting just a little bit better, a little bit more teamwork, but they're also identifying that they're not playing against any slouch teams. So we talked about that later, and that's dipped inside. That's Tatum Corden. She has a shot. Luisi almost took a shot, but here comes Millis coming out the other way. Millis in the white, in the visiting white, coming from southwest to northeast, and Millis tries to send the ball forward. And they're there. Katie McLeod's there. That's Mia Wolfgang. She's a senior. Mia Wolfgang, the four-year starter, tries to get it out to Bergloff out on the right side, and Millis controls. We're trying to introduce you to all the Millis players that we see out there, along with your own Holliston Panthers. As always, your production is brought to you by the Holliston Cable Access Television Station, the station of Holliston Nation, we like to say. And I'm joined once again by our stellar crew, the one and only Mr. Don Cronin, and the one and only Mr. Christian Bidet. Two of the, as we often say, and we can't say it often enough, two of the guys are arguably one of the best in the business, or two of the best in the business. And they work well together, even though it's kind of like a Batman Robin kind of like a senior subordinate kind of thing. With Christian is like, it's almost like a Jedi. It's like a Jedi with a Padawan. I think that's the best way to describe, with Don Cronin being, of course, a Jedi master when it comes to television, radio, all kinds of pretty much any forms of broadcasting. And Christian, like a sponge soaking it all in. All right, we're back to action. That's McLeod out in the back. Looking forward. She's trying to find Corden in the midfield. Holliston's been having some trouble in the midfield and just trying to maintain their shape. And they find when they play against some of these teams that have some strong midfielders and especially some strong defenders. But it looks like Holliston is maintaining a good shape today. Corden tries to get Luisi, and she just gets ahead on it. Bergloff chased, but Millis is going to push it out of bounds. So we're just underway. We have no score. Holliston will go through the starters from back to front. Holliston, of course, in the goal once again is Katie Williams, number 0. Long throw in by Caroline Sally. Caroline Sally plays in the back, in the right back, along with, and then Mia Wolfgang, who plays center back with Molly McLeod. And then on the left back, we have Juliet Leone. And the ball forward. That's Caitlin O'Connell. O'Connell tries to send the ball forward, looking for Bergloff, and Bergloff's going to run out of space. In the midfield, we have number 3, Tatum Corden, number 9, senior captain Katie Cruz, and then, of course, number 10, senior captain Mia Luisi. Up front, we have number 6, Caitlin O'Connell, the sophomore. The freshman phenom, Anya Holden, one of the leading scorers for Holliston this year. And on the right side, Ava Bergloff. So Holliston putting pressure early. No one's had a clean shot yet, but Holliston looks to keep the ball in control, trying to keep the ball down in the Millis end. Millis doing a pretty good job of maintaining their shape. We'll see how they do. It's Corden working on the outside, and there's Cruz. Cruz trying to go 1v1, can't do it. He comes off of her, and then Millis sends it forward. Millis trying to clear it out of their zone and just having a little trouble doing so, but there they go on the right side. Millis throw just over the midway point. Throw in. Ball forward. It's intercepted by Sally. She bangs it up and looks forward to try and get to hold them, but Millis controls. They're battling for it on the outside. So starting today for the Millis Mohawks, coached by Coach Molly Breen. I talked to her a little bit before the game, and she said that Millis is they're competitive, as she said, in every game. But she said, we mentioned this earlier, that the league this year is tough, and there's no real runaway team, but at the same time, everybody is competitive, and so there's no gimme games. There's no easy, quick games that we've seen in some years in the past. So that's good news for strong competition in the Tri-Valley League. So Millis looked for it in their end. That's McLeod for him, but then Wolfgang comes away with Wolfgang in space. Wolfgang's got Cruz. Cruz pushes back to Leone. Leone sends it forward looking for Holden. Gets off the top of her head. O'Connell chases. He'll play back to the keeper. So let's see who Millis is. So in the goal, we have number 18, Ellie McClary. She's a senior. So, there's Bergloff. Bergloff with space. Bergloff one time right at McClary off her hands, but just outside of the upright. Bergloff had a nice clean shot, sent it right at McClary. McClary got hands on it, but it's going to go past her. It's going to be a Holliston corner. Defending, we have number 13, senior Caroline Mundy. She's a captain. Number 17, Devin Gatz. She's a senior. Number 16, Abigail Power. She's a sophomore. And number 20, Kaylee Peck, who is also a senior. Holliston corner, long in from Wolfgang in the middle. McClary gets a piece on it. I think that was Bergloff who had a foot on it again. Sends it right back to the keeper. She's able to control it and sends it out to midfield. Long, high fly ball looking for her. Up front, we have sophomore number 24, Haley Bassett for Millis. We have number 10, Julia Gratin. She's a senior. She's also playing forward. In the midfield, we have number 6, Emily Steiner, sophomore. Number 8, Olivia Fong. She's a freshman. And we got a whistle. And it looks like it's going to be a push on Millis. It's going to be a Holliston free. Number 9, Riley Caulfield. She too is a sophomore. She's playing in the midfield. And number 11, Ella Bender, junior, playing midfielder as well. So that wraps up the Millis starters. We'll try and keep track of them as we move throughout the game. Still no score. Millis plays outside. That's Getz. She can't get to it. Luisi chasing. Mundy sends it up. She's got Bassett. Bassett can't control. There's Holden. Holden in the middle. Anya Holden. Still with the ball. Nice push to Luisi. Luisi's got O'Connell. O'Connell with a look. Right at... great shot by Kayla O'Connell. Great look by Mia Luisi inside. So Holden to Luisi to O'Connell. O'Connell to her shooting foot. And again, a great save by Ellie McClary. Ball went right at her, but that one had pace. So Holliston with a couple of threats early between Bergloff and then O'Connell. And O'Connell's usually deadly. Here comes Holliston again. Sally in space. She gets the ball taken off her. Here comes Millis. Slide tackle. No whistle there. Wolfgang comes in hard with a hard tackle, but gets the ball and comes away. Good tackle by Wolfgang. Bergloff gets a head on it. Wolfgang, one time, and she sends it almost into the box. Surprised that Wolfgang did not get a whistle on that as she came in very, very hard. but got some ball, and the official said, we're good. We have a substitution going now. We have Riley Conroy coming out, and we have number 5, Mackenzie Sullivan, coming in, and Getz comes out as well. Oh, no, Getz just repositioned. All right, ball thrown in. There's Bergloff. Holden chasing. Bender, but there's Corden. Corden looking, trying to find O'Connell. McClary comes out, slide, nice save. Corden had O'Connell in space. O'Connell pushing, but McClary was there to gobble it up. She sends a long ball out to over midfield, and that's going to be a whistle on Holliston. Looked like McLeod may have got called for a push, so it's going to be a Millis free at just over the midway point at about the 45-yard line. So we're live today, right? We're on our live YouTube channel, right, guys? This is live broadcast. So for everybody watching live, thank you for joining us today. Ball in the middle. Swing and a miss by Bergloff. Tries to save, but then Katie O'Connell is there to gobble it up and suppress any of the danger. But Millis had a ball in, almost had a good look. There was a Millis striker there, almost able to get a foot on it, but O'Connell was able to control. O'Connell sends it up out of bounds, and it's going to be a Millis throw coming back the other way. Talking to Coach Breen earlier before the game about the Millis. The Millis, their mascot is the Millis Mohawks, of course, named after the Mohawk Indians. And they had said that one of the things that Millis had done as a school system is they're incommunicado with the Mohawk Indian tribe and actually got permission by the Mohawk Indians to use the moniker of Mohawk. Which I thought was actually pretty cool. That's Luisi tries to push the ball in, hit it with her left foot, but it's going to two-hop to McClary and no problem. So Millis is going to retain the name the Mohawks, and this is blessed off by the Mohawk tribe itself. So a nice tribute to the Native American tribe of the Mohawks, and good job for Millis doing it that way. Back in play, Wolfgang comes away with Wolfgang. Of course, Wolfgang's solid center back, one of the best in the league. Ball forward. O'Connell comes to her foot. She gets a touch. Kaylee Peck was there to break that up, and then McClary was able to get a hold of it. But here comes Corden. Corden around the outside. Ball in. One hop to McClary. So Holliston's banging on the door. They're putting some pressure on the Millis defense as well as the Millis goalkeeper, but nothing to show for it as of yet. Leone on the outside. Getz plays it forward to Grattan. To Fong. Fong pushes out. Fong to Caulfield. Caulfield can't control it, but there comes 13, Caroline Mundy. Mundy controls. She looks in. Ball in, tries to control. Ball still on the ground. Getz comes away with it. Getz fights with Leone. Getz wins. But then there she comes. And Cruz comes in. Cruz comes in and pretty much hockey maneuvers her way. We talked about Katie Cruz, of course, an excellent hockey player. Long ball down. O'Connell chasing. And Cruz is, as a midfielder, one of the strongest players that we've seen in the league. Cruz tries to send it across. Sally to Cruz. Cruz forward. Cruz O'Connell to Corden. Not bad ball movement by Holliston. Corden, long shot. It's going to go over the right corner. We have a couple of substitutions coming in. So for Holliston, Ava Bergloff comes out, and Kaylee McDonald comes in. Goal kick out, right to Holden. Holden still with it. Holden gets a shot. One hop to McCauley. So Holliston shooting from distance. Corden has been able to score from distance. We've seen that before on a couple of free kicks this year. But she couldn't get a hold of that one, and neither could Holden. So ball forward. Wolfgang one time is trying to find Holden. Here comes Luisi. Luisi in the middle. Luisi pushes to the outside. McDonald. McDonald gets a foot. Touch. And it's going to go out. It's going to be Holliston's going to get a corner. Yeah. That went up Monday. So strong move in by Kaylee McDonald, the freshman. And it looks like going to be Wolfgang's going to take the Holliston corner. We got some spectators here from the Holliston football team, right? Football team's out there watching the girls. Wolfgang, long ball in. Looking for McDonald. She gets it just on the top of her head, but can't get a piece of it. Leone keeps it in. Leone looking for Cruz. Cruz sends it forward. It's intercepted. Here comes Millis. Goes past McLeod, but Wolfgang controls. Wolfgang to Sally. To McDonald. To Luisi. Luisi misplays. She comes back to it. Sally's there. Wolfgang's there. Wolfgang stuff. It's going to go off of Millis. It's going to be a Holliston throw. Caroline Sally correctly reminds the ref that it's red ball, and she throws it in, and we're going to do it all over again. So coming up at the 17-minute mark, we still have no score. Holliston had a couple of threats, a couple of good shots. Long throw by Sally. She's looking for Holden. It goes over her head. Big push inside. Once again, it goes out. Be another throw. Sally for Cruz. Cruz gets a good touch. Cruz pushes it back towards the center. Plays back to McLeod. McLeod in the middle. McLeod to Leone. Leone to Corden. Corden back to Leone. And not enough. And Millis sends it forward, but it's going to go out of bounds. No, it's still in. McLeod plays. She plays back to Wolfgang. Millis not pressuring much. And here comes Wolfgang taking advantage of that. Long ball forward. Looking for O'Connell. Comes off a hand of a Millis player, but it's not called. Refs are letting him play. Still playing. No, that goes out. Goes out on number 5, Mackenzie Sullivan. It's Grattan. Grattan plays forward. Leone comes off of her. And here comes Caulfield. Caulfield looking for Sisto. And it's cleared once again. It's going to be Holliston chase. McDonald chase. McDonald comes away with it. McDonald ball across. Looking for O'Connell. She gets a body on it. Nice ball across by Kaylee McDonald. Takes it off the defender. Sends it right across the front of the net. And O'Connell's there, but just couldn't get a foot on it or a head on it. She's able to just get her body on it, but not enough to put it into the goal. We have a couple more substitutions coming in. Number 2 on the outside, Phoebe Drohan will be playing the left outside back. And I think I saw another Holliston player come in. Out to Drohan, pushes. She's there. Yeah, there it is. Paige Kutchman comes in as well. McLeod. Cruz is there. Ball gets sent forward, and looks like it's going to be easily collected by, thought it would be easily collected by Katie Williams, and she then does collect. Williams looking for Luisi. She can't get a piece of it. Then she does. Sends the ball forward once again. Corden's there. Corden racing. Millis is able to control Corden's back again. Drohan. Drohan with a touch. Comes off of her. Still pressuring. Cruz sends it forward. It's got McDonald. McDonald to Kutchman. Kutchman forward looking for Corden. Corden with space on the outside. Corden's there. Can't get it across, and it's cleared by Mundy. Ball out in the middle. There's McLeod. McLeod to Luisi. Luisi to Cruz. Cruz pushes forward to Drohan. Drohan one time's in. Nobody there. So Holliston trying to work up the left side as we're just over the 20-minute mark. Still no score. But Millis starting to look a little bit on their heels. But that doesn't say that things can't change. So Cruz doing a good job controlling in the middle. There's Luisi in the middle. Luisi tries to push off. She's got O'Connell. O'Connell looks back. O'Connell's got Sally in space. Sally lobs the ball forward, and it's going to go high and outside. Sally had some room to work with there, but decided not to take advantage of it. Trying to find McDonald, who seems to have the hot, I guess you call it the hot foot in soccer, as opposed to the hot hand like you'd say in basketball. My crew here, they don't know. They think that that's just normal. Ball forward. There's Drohan. She controls. Passes back. She's got Sally. Sally to McDonald to Kutchman. Just misses it. Kutchman gets control of it. Cruz. Cruz looking forward. There's Drohan racing. She's going to get there. Nah, she's going to run out of space. And doesn't. Just keeps it, but not enough on it to send it back. Drohan with a long run down the left side. Just able to keep it in bounds, but Hollis going to retain the ball. Drohan throw, looking for Cruz. Cruz turns. Ball gets lofted out. Drohan with a head. Back to Cruz. Cruz in traffic. Decides to go 2-3 and can't do it. Here comes Millis. Caulfield. Mundy looking forward for Sisto. Couldn't get her. Over her head, it's going to be another Holliston throw. Sally over the head of McDonald. Millis pops it up. Corden's there, but Millis gets a foot on it. Bassett's there for Millis. On the run, Sally is going to send it out. Drohan's going to try and save it from going into the corner, but it's going to be a Millis corner. It's going to be Millis's first corner. So things got a little sloppy in the back. Sally and McLeod are chasing after it. I can't see the Millis player that they were battling with, but they were able to. Sally's able to clear, but it's going to be a Millis corner. So let's see who's taking this corner for Millis. It looks like it's number 9, Riley Caulfield, sophomore. Again, that's a long ways away. Caulfield, ball in, short and to the right. Luisi's there to punch it out, to clear it. There comes O'Connell, is able to take that ball off. Corden's there. Corden challenging and some pressure. Looks like Holliston's going to keep it now. Millis throw. Throw into the box. Comes to Wolfgang. Wolfgang plays off Drohan. Some contact down there. Drohan plays forward. He's got Kutchman. Corden looking forward, looking for O'Connell. And O'Connell's in a foot race. O'Connell gets a touch. That was a nice play by Mundy to shield McConnell, because McConnell, as we know, Caitlin O'Connell, she can run. There's McLeod. McLeod to Luisi. Luisi's got Sally coming up the right side. Sally running. Sally's able to keep it, one time it in, and goes out. So it's going to be a Millis throw. Over the head of McDonald. Wolfgang fights able to clear it forward. Caulfield sends it long and forward. Bassett chasing. McLeod's there. That Sisto sends it forward, but Wolfgang's there to take it off of her. Wolfgang plays forward. McDonald to Cruz to Luisi. Luisi back to McDonald. Nice play up the right side. Luisi looking forward, looking for O'Connell, but it's going to be intercepted by Kaylee Peck and cleared by Millis. So we have a couple more Holliston substitutions. Bergloff and Holden coming back in. Cruz is going to take a break, and so is O'Connell. Sally with the throw as we're just past the 25-minute mark. Sally, long throw in, looking for the box, looking for Holden. She gets her face on it. It looked like it didn't feel good, but Holden gets a header, but it's going to hop to McClary, no prob, and McClary clears it. Long ball up. And that's number 21, Olivia Hockman. There's Bergloff. Bergloff gets it taken off of her. Caulfield's there. She runs into traffic of 3 Holliston players. Cruz is there. That's Gatz. Gatz forward. And Wolfgang plays back to Sally. Sally under pressure. Cruz is there. That's Gatz. Gatz pushes, and there's Luisi on the counter. Luisi by herself. Luisi. Send him forward. Luisi tries to push it forward, and nobody's there. So Luisi gets forward. McCauley controls it. Holliston looking a little dicey in the back, but able to regain their composure. There's Cruz. Goes past her. McLeod challenges. Drohan steps in. She gets a piece of it. There's McLeod. She whiffs. Wolfgang to Drohan. She plays back, turns to the outside. Pushes to Bergloff. Bergloff sends the ball up, looking for Luisi. She's not there. And there she is. McLeod. McDonald. All these Scottish kids on this team. Well, Luisi's there. She's not Scottish. Luisi up the left side. Runs into traffic. Tries to clear it out. Millis trying to clear it out of that zone. That's number 6, Steiner. She's pushing forward. Wolfgang goes down, but Sally's there to help her out. Sally's able to control. She's got Kutchman. Kutchman muscles around the outside. Still playing. The refs are leaving their whistles in their pocket today. A lot of contact, but no fouls. Holden around the left side. Still has the ball. Still inside. Gets played out by the Millis defender. Cruz is there. McLeod's there. McLeod plays back to Wolfgang. So Millis trying to put some pressure right now. McDonald. Hard touch comes off of her, but there's Cruz. Another Millis player goes down. Cruz to Sally. Sally pushes through, trying to find Luisi. She can't get a foot on it, and it's cleared. But there's Wolfgang stepping forward, trying to keep the ball into the Millis zone. Luisi pops it forward. McDonald comes away with it. McDonald across. He's got Bergloff. Bergloff can't control. Bergloff to her shooting foot. Kutchman, she can't control it. McDonald again back in the middle. Luisi to her shooting foot. Cleared. That was cleared by the defender. It looked like it was number 20. And that ball gets cleared out again. And here comes Millis. That's Hockman. Hockman forward looking for Sisto, but she runs out of space. So again, Holliston with some action right in front of the Millis goal. Kutchman was there, Bergloff was there, but no one could get enough control to get a clean shot off. Finally, Luisi did, but nothing doing. It was cleared by the Millis defender, so we're back to action. Coming up on the 30-minute mark. Still no score. There's Kutchman. Kutchman pushes it to the outside. Cruz is there. Drohan's there. Drohan looks back in. Back to Cruz. Back to McLeod. To Drohan. Drohan to McLeod. Changing fields. McLeod to Wolfgang. Holliston, first time I've seen this. Playing across. Wolfgang. It's got Luisi up front. There's Sally. Sally in space. Sally tries to push it outside to McDonald, and it's just going to go out. No, it stays in. McDonald's able to keep it in. There's Sally. Long throw in. Looking for Holden. Trying to gain position. Kutchman, nice header in. Looking for Holden again. There's Luisi. More traffic in front of the Millis goal. Hockman's there. Sisto. Is it going to go off Sisto? Yeah, it's going to go off Sisto. It's going to be a Holliston throw. Okay, under 10 to play. McDonald coming out. McDonald had a nice run. Corden's coming back in for her. McDonald looks strong and confident for a freshman playing that attacking midfielder. Here comes Sally. Throw in. Looking for Kutchman. She's got Bergloff. Bergloff's there trying to muscle her way through, but it's cleared long by the Mills defender. But that's 17. That's Getz is able to keep it down. But there's Drohan. Drohan looking forward. Got Cruz. Cruz got Bergloff. Bergloff looks in. It gets cleared out. Cruz looking for Sally and run out of space. So Holliston moving some people around. People are playing in some different positions than they're used to playing in different sides. So Holliston trying to mix it up, trying to generate some offense and get some more action here. Here's the throw. Millis throw. That's Bassett. Tries to muscle for it, but can't get it. Luisi. Luisi in traffic. Luisi still with it. Able to get the ball through, but again, it's intercepted by Millis, and here comes Millis on the counter. Cruz is there. Bergloff's there. Bergloff back to Cruz. Forward, a little too far. I was trying to find Drohan sneaking up the outside, but ball is just going to cross over the end line. Good idea, though. Good idea. So Connell's coming back in the game, and Paige Kutchman's going to take a break. Good job by Paige Kutchman. Another freshman. So we see McDonald, Holden, and Kutchman. 3 freshmen really contributing here for the Holliston Panthers. Cruz looks in the middle. Cruz tries to make 1v1, and she runs into traffic and gives it up again. Here's the ball on the outside. Drohan controls. Drohan turns, and it's going to keep it. Drohan with the throw on the outside. Looking for Bergloff. Bergloff in traffic, tries to turn it. Can't do it, and it's going to be a Millis throw. So Millis not really threatening on the other end, but doing a good job of maintaining everybody, keeping everybody in check on the defensive end. But here comes Holliston again. Bergloff looks in, cleared by Millis. Cruz tries to keep it in. And Cruz wins it back. Wolfgang forward. And there's contact there, and we're going to see a whistle. Yeah, they're going to call that on Holden. Holden came in hard and got tangled up, it looked like, with Emily Steiner. So Holden's going to get the call. It's going to be a Millis free. Kaylee Peck sends a long ball forward. McLeod's there. Ball sneaks through, and Wolfgang one time pops it up, looking for somebody. There's Luisi. She tries to send it back. So a little volleyball getting played here, but here comes Holliston trying to get it back under control. And Millis again. That's Steiner. That's Sullivan, Mackenzie Sullivan. She's a junior. She challenges. Intercepted by Fong. Sally heads it back looking for Cruz. Wolfgang's there. Once again, Wolfgang too fast. Here comes Wolfgang in space. Wolfgang still threatening. Wolfgang still with the ball. Still has it. Goes 1v1 again. Wolfgang again, but goes into traffic, and she gets it taken off her and cleared. Contact out again. No whistle. There's McLeod. Ball gets past McLeod. And it's going to be erased, but it's going to get to Katie Williams, she's going to clear it out. Off the head of Luisi. And Millis going to kick it out. It's going to be a Holliston throw. Coming up on the 35-minute mark, still no score. Holliston with several chances, but unable to really put anything together. And a couple nice plays by the Millis goalkeeper, Ellie McClary. Or L. McClary. Either way, another good Scottish name. It's like we're playing the Scottish Highlands today. Long throw in. It goes over the head of Holden. Popped up. Corden's there. And Corden's going to get called for the push. So it's going to be a Millis free kick with just over 35 played. Still no score. McClary. Long ball out. Cruz is there. She battles for it, shoulder to shoulder. There's McLeod. She battles for it. Sally comes away with it, gets it to Luisi. Luisi running up the sideline. Luisi gets muscled through. Luisi trying to get around the outside and does. Gets a ball across. O'Connell's there! Oh, and just a great play by the defender. I think that was number 20. Great play by Kaylee Peck. Senior Kaylee Peck, ball came off her. O'Connell was there. Great ball across by Mia Luisi. Caitlin O'Connell ready to finish. Had a good foot on it. But Peck was there. She was able to knock it away. Holliston corner. Ball in. Popped up. McClary scoops it up. That was Wolfgang with the corner. Looking for Bergloff. Bergloff was unable to connect, and McClary was able to take it. Another great opportunity for Holliston. And Luisi making a nice run on the outside. Ball popped up short. Bounces. And Bergloff goes down, and they're going to, she's going to earn a free kick. It's going to be a Holliston free. Wolfgang will take it as time winds down here in the first half. I think the rain's starting to come out a little bit. As my father-in-law, John Marshall, would say, it's good English soccer weather, so this is what everybody should be. Sally punches it in, looks for Luisi. She gets a head on it, tries to get it to Holden, gets cleared out. There's McLeod. McLeod steps up, pressuring still. McLeod pressuring gets. Luisi steps in. Corden now comes away with it. Corden's there at the triple team. McLeod. Sorry, that was Cruz. And the ball gets popped free by Millis. And here comes Sally again. Sally looks in, tries to find Corden, has her. Corden looking for Sally on the outside. Sally with space, sends it into Luisi. Back to Sally. Oh, and she's unable to connect at one time to send it across. So Luisi, nice give and go on the outside. Sally was there, but just unable to get it and unable to get a clean look on it. So as the rain starts to come down, we just hit the 38-minute mark. So as time winds down here in the first half, see if Holliston can put anything together. Drohan. Wolfgang to Bergloff. Bergloff to Holden. She steps in, but it gets taken off her. She's in traffic. Cruz in space. Here comes Luisi. Luisi, three-hopper to the, was a hard ground ball to short. And McClary's able to come away with it. Ball's up. Able to get it through. That's number 5, Sullivan chasing with Caroline Sally. Sally and Sullivan find Sally, comes away with it, gets it off to Luisi. Luisi looks forward. But Millis is going to be able to control. But Corden's there. Corden comes away with it. Corden on the outside. Corden pushes forward. He's got O'Connell. McClary's there to stuff it. McClary stuffs another one. McClary with 2 saves. Ball again. And we have a whistle. McClary with 2 incredible saves. O'Connell, point-blank range. Stopped. Goes out to Bergloff. She takes a one-time shot. Stopped. Both times. Right in front of her own net. And then the last shot, which also, when McClary was out of the net, the ball went through, but the whistle went. But there were 2 Millis defenders back there clearing it. Millis doing a good job of just last second making that great play. It was a nice play by two great saves. And that's what they always say. If you have a good keeper, they'll keep you in these close games, and that's going to be it for the first half. So some exciting action down in front of the Millis goal, but Holliston nothing to show for it. So after the first half, Holliston 0, Millis 0. We will be right back after this, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with second half action as the rain starts to come down. Some good old English football. We'll call this good old Holliston football. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. And we're back. Welcome back to Comedian Field in Holliston High School, where Holliston Panthers are taking on the Millis Mohawks. The Holliston Panthers and Millis Mohawks are currently, there is no score in the game after one half of play. Two teams are playing well. Holliston probably a little bit more advantage than Millis. Spent a little more time in their end. A couple good opportunities, but Millis's goalkeeper, Elle McCleary, is having a game. She's had several terrific saves, so Holliston able to keep Holliston out of the net. But Holliston is doing a nice job, and probably I was talking to my, as you mentioned earlier, my father-in-law, the soccer wizard that I know, taught me everything I know about English football, as he calls it. We were talking about the game, and he thinks this is the best he's seen Holliston as far as moving the ball. So Holliston doing a nice job of connecting, the ball to feet, as opposed to just sending it, up and down and trying to have defenders make mistakes. Holliston really deliberately trying to move the ball back and forth and create space and create opportunities. So we'll see if they continue to do that and see how that works out for them. So Holliston, of course, in their crimson home red, and Millis in the visiting white. Holliston is going from the southwest to the northeast, and Millis, of course, going the opposite direction. And here comes Holliston. That's Holden out in the middle. Holden's got Corden on the outside. Corden's going to get there. So Corden onside. Ball comes out. Corden 1v1 on the outside. Sends the ball across. Holden's there. Oh, great ball across. And again, another great save by McCleary. Corden, a great ball through. Holden, unmarked, gets the ball. It hits her in the body. But there was pace on it. And it went right to the keeper. And McCleary, once again, with a great save at point-blank range. Nice play by Tatum Corden on the outside. There's McLeod on the outside. She's back in. McLeod sends the ball off, and it's going to be a Holliston corner. Nice play by McLeod, the freshman. She did a good job, that's Kaylee McLeod. Did a good job in the first half, but it looks like it bounced off of McLeod. Oh, thought that was going to be a corner. Looks like it's hard to see from this angle, but it looked like that went off the Millis defender. However, it did not. So Millis clears. There's Luisi sends it back forward. Corden in the middle. Corden, what a great cross that was. Perfectly timed. Did a good job of being able to wait until Holden was able to get there. That's Juliet Leone. Leone coming up from the back trying to send it in to see if she could make something happen, looking for Caitlin O'Connell, but unable to connect with her. Ball comes out. Leone fights for it. Leone's there. It's going to go off of her, and it's going to be a Millis throw. Millis hurries it in. Throws down the outside. Wolfgang's there. Wolfgang's able to control it. And it's going to get pushed out. It's going to be Holliston throw. Wolfgang was getting challenged by number 9, Riley Caulfield from Millis. There's Caulfield again. Knocks it out. Holliston will do it again. Leone with the throw. Leone's a sophomore. And trying to connect with Katie Cruz, but it's going to bounce off Cruz, and it's going to go to Millis. Throw in. Ball out. Comes across. Molly McLeod's able to handle it. Holden's there, but Cruz comes away with it. Cruz, nice foot control on the outside, plays back to Leone. Leone launches one up. One bounce to Holden. Holden tries to push it off to Corden. Now, in Holliston, they're definitely making an effort. The ball comes through, and there's O'Connell. O'Connell onside. O'Connell with a touch. Bangs into the Millis defender, and McClary's there. McClary's there. Looked like that Millis defender is number 17. It's hard to see from right now, but Caitlin O'Connell with a burst of speed, almost able to break free as she just stayed on side as that ball got launched. So O'Connell on side, but a nice recovery by, it looked like that was, Carolyn Mundy. Nice play by Mundy. So got stoppage time here. Looks like looks like the ref was doing a ball check, and looks like that ball didn't have enough air in it. It's kind of like the Tom Brady review. So there'll probably be some sort of investigation by the Tri-Valley League after that. What do you think, Mr. Cronin? Mr. Cronin agrees. He does. Leone throws the ball in. Holden's there. Holden's controls it. Bounces off the top of the Millis defender. Looking for O'Connell. There's Luisi on the outside. He's got McDonald. McDonald keeps it in. Spins it in. It stays in. There's nobody there from Holliston except for Luisi. Luisi tries to get a piece of it, and it's going to bounce off her. It's going to be a Millis throw. So 5 minutes in. So we're at the 45-minute mark. Still no score. Holliston, another perfect opportunity created by Tatum Corden on a cross to Anya Holden. And the Millis goalkeeper, McClary, had something to say about that once again, keeping Millis in this game. Still no score. Caulfield in space. Caulfield looking forward, can't punch it through, was trying to find Devin Getz, but couldn't get it. But there's Caulfield, comes away with it. There's Getz, and there's Wolfgang. Wolfgang, she goes down, and it looks like it's going to be a whistle on Millis. Wolfgang, again, showing speed, great ball control, able to come down with the ball and push it out and take it out herself instead of just launching it, and did a nice job of being able to control, and she earns the foul. She takes the free kick, bounces off the top of the head of Holden. Peck is there. She sends it forward, but it squibs. Corden challenges. There's Luisi. Looking for Corden again. Corden. Luisi with a turn in space. Luisi pushes to the right side. It's got McDonald. It gets popped up. Luisi's there again. Luisi does a nice job of controlling, but unable to. Here comes Caulfield. Caulfield in space. Here comes Millis on the run. Looking for Getz. And there's Wolfgang once again. Chased by Getz. Challenged. And Mia Wolfgang she's not a big kid, but she is able to hold her ground. She goes shoulder to shoulder with anybody. Luisi comes away with it in midfield. It's got Corden streaking up the left side. So Holliston trying to do it. There's Corden. She stops. Waits for help. Has Cruz. Cruz one time. Right to McCauley. Or McClary, sorry. So Corden, nice play. Lays it off to Katie Cruz, who one times it has a good look, but was unable to connect. Wolfgang, long ball forward, looking for O'Connell. O'Connell in a sea of Millis defenders. See if she can come away with it. And she can't. And once again, cleared by Millis. So Corden plays back. Leone, back to Corden. Corden to Leone. Leone sends it forward. Cleared by Millis. Bounces off. Hard touch. Holden sends the ball forward. He's got O'Connell. O'Connell almost gets a foot on it. McDonald almost gets a foot on it. O'Connell with a great push. Had a great look inside. And O'Connell just unable to connect. Once again, Holliston threatening. And we have a whistle. Looks like it's going to be a Holliston foul, looks like. Correction, it's going to be a Millis foul. So Mia Wolfgang to take the free kick from just over midfield. And we're waiting, and she sends it. Ball forward, looking for O'Connell. Holden's there. Corden. Corden on the outside tries to push past number 11, Ella Bender. Ella Bender. Bending but not breaking. She's able to hold off Tatum. Corden earns a free kick. Millis sends the ball forward. Luisi gets a piece of it. Leone gets a piece of it. Here comes Getz on the outside. Getz still on the outside, unable to control it, pushes out. It's going to be a Holliston throw. Just under 50 played, still no score. Holliston, once again, 2 great scoring opportunities, and El McClary still is able to keep the ball out of the net. So this broadcast is brought to you once again by the Holliston Together program, run by the Holliston Cable Access TV, which is the Holliston Together program is a program where we try to inspire everybody in the town of Holliston, businesses and citizens alike, to support the local business community. Millis launches the ball forward. Wolfgang's there, gets a head on it. Action out in front of Holliston goal. Getz comes away with it. Getz with a touch. Comes across. McLeod's there. McLeod pushes out, and McLeod does a nice job able to clear it. Getz looked like she was almost going to get a shot off, but couldn't get it. Throw in by Bender. McLeod's there to Getz. Getz with a touch. Getz trying to muscle her way in. Holden's there. Millis still threatening. Bender pops the ball in. That was Sisto. She couldn't get a piece of it. There's Cruz. Cruz clears it out and has Sally on the outside. Sorry, that's McDonald on the outside. Here comes Luisi. Luisi racing up the right side. O'Connell unable to control it, but I think it's going to be a Holliston throw. So, as we were saying, the Holliston Together program is a program to encourage everybody in the town to and the business as well, to support local businesses, to support the fabric of one of the fabrics of our great little community here in Holliston is the local business, both virtual and actual, both virtual and brick and mortar. So that's what Holliston, the Holliston Together program. You'll see the artwork designed by Holliston Cable Access TV's own Bruce Guilfoy, and of course one of the main figures in the Holliston Together movement is standing right next to me. That's Mr. Don Cronin. So back to action here. There's Caitlin O'Connell racing around the outside. O'Connell does a nice job of maintaining the ball at top pace. So as I would say, O'Connell's as good as anybody, as you can see to be able to maintain the kind of pace of carrying the ball and running as fast as you can as anybody you see in this league. We have a substitution. Phoebe Drohan comes in for McDonald on the outside, and there's Corden with space, pushed the ball and shot right at her, right at McClary. So Drohan is moving up. She's playing the right forward attacking midfielder on the right side now in place of McDonald. And ball pushed outside. That Leone wanted some kind of contact whistle, but couldn't get it. And here comes Millis. That's Getz with the left foot. And that's a 3-hopper. Nice, easy ground ball for Katie Williams. So Millis trying to spend a little time in the Holliston end. And so we're starting to see some longer balls. So that's O'Connell on the outside, sends it forward, trying to look for Drohan, but couldn't get her. It looks like it's going to be a Millis throw. We have another substitution. And here we go. Millis throw in. And it's going to bounce off Millis player. It's going to be a Holliston throw. Sally. Got Luisi Luisi trying to get around the outside. She steps in, gets in with her left foot. Ball comes across and goes in and scores. It looks like that ball might have gone off of one of the Millis players, but Luisi is able to push forward with her left foot, get the ball across, right across the front of the net. I'm not sure if a Holliston player was there, but it could have been bounced off one of the Millis players. Still, great penetration, great play to push the ball in. She steps back off the line with her left foot, gets some velocity to moving across, and that's what happened. So Holliston is on the board finally for the first time this game. So Holliston takes a lead of 1-0 by a goal by Mia Luisi on the right-hand side, coming across and sending the ball across. We have a substitution on. Your holder comes out. Paige Kutchman comes back in. So at the 65-minute mark, Holliston is able to, 55-minute mark. My math is good. Is able to finally get on the board. So Holliston takes the lead. Back to action. Getz, been saying her name a lot. Getz on the outside. She fights through. Leone's there, and Leone go out on her. It's going to be a Holliston throw. Millis throw. Millis ball in, and we have a whistle, and it's going to be a call on the. Yeah, it's going to go against Millis. It's going to be a Holliston free. Wolfgang over the head of Cruz, trying to find her. Here comes Millis again. Getz, and that's Bassett. Leone sends it way far forward. Ball goes out, and it's going to be a Holliston throw. Leone with the throw. To Cruz. Hit some hands. Again, the refs, they don't seem to care. I've seen that a lot. We've seen that a lot this season, is that you see a lot of a lot of these games, the incidental handballs, they just don't call them. Yet they still feel the overwhelming urge to make the call of the throw-in where somebody takes their foot off the turf, and that, it's a mortal sin. But handballs, no, let them go. All right, here comes Holliston kicking out of their own end. Williams. Long ball out, up the right side. There's Luisi's there. She tries to get it. Luisi comes back with it. Luisi up the right side. Luisi forward. Luisi still with the ball. Pushes it off to Drohan. Drohan on the outside. Pushes it back to Luisi. Luisi in traffic. Cruz is able to control it. She's got Leone in space. Leone sends the ball forward looking for Corden. Corden now switch fields. Corden on the left side comes off, takes it off of her, but Leone's there. Gets past her. Leone looks past. She's got McLeod. McLeod gets the ball, gets Bassett there from Millis. There's Wolfgang. Wolfgang racing with Bassett again. Shoulder to shoulder, doesn't matter. Wolfgang's got Luisi. Luisi to Kutchman. Kutchman plays back to Cruz. Now to Leone. Leone to Corden. There's Corden again. Corden in the middle. He's got Luisi. Hard touch. Luisi in traffic. She comes back away with it. Here she comes to Kutchman. Looking for O'Connell. McClare's there. McClare's there to scoop it up. Not a real shot, but Holliston was moving the ball, and there's a lot of good ball movement there. Traffic in the middle. Kutchman comes away with it. Popped on the outside. It's going to be a Holliston throw. Sally will throw it in. We're approaching the 60-minute mark. Holliston took a 1-0 lead several minutes ago on a nice cross by Mia Luisi. Leone sends the ball forward to and McLeod hits her hand. Doesn't matter. It's almost like it's an optional call. And I guess the argument is that well, if it doesn't create a a noted advantage, and then there's no advantage. All right, so the ball comes in again. Holliston racing, trying to push the ball in. Sally to Drohan. Drohan in space. Drohan to Kutchman. Kutchman runs into traffic. Kutchman again fights, pushes it back to Drohan and misses her. Sends it out of bounds. So the argument is that, well, if it doesn't create a distinct advantage, if the ball hits you in the hand, then they're not going to call it. I mean, the soccer philosophers could make some arguments, either way on any one of those calls is at any given moment, because of the way the game of soccer goes, is that you never really know when you have an advantage. It could be the trigger of some chain reaction of events that could lead to some sort of a score or some sort of a calamity. So I think when you look at the true spirit of soccer, if it hits somebody in the hand, you got to call it because it changes the course of the ball. There's Cruz. Cruz comes away with it, gets a shot off, but didn't get a lot on it and was unable to send it forward. So here we go. McClary again, over halfway, looking for Bassett. Bassett tries to get a hold of it. Wolfgang's there. She sends it forward. That's Grattan. Grattan across. Looking for Bassett. She pops it forward. Ball gets popped high. Drohan's back there to help. And she sends the ball out of bounds with her head. It looked like things were getting a little dicey again in the rear. Millis throw. Goes off of Luisi's head. Gets bounced forward, but there's going to be a high kick. She came in high with the spikes. They'll call that every time. Sometimes in the HCAT studio, guys will come in high with the spikes, but Bruce doesn't call that very often. Who has, well, you guys don't really wear spiked heels, so Lisa's probably the only one. So that, of course, the famous and infamous Lisa Hedrick, who's also one of the heart and soul members of the Holliston Cable Access TV. Ball forward, Drohan. Plays to Cruz. Cruz creates space. McLeod in space. Leone in more space. She gets closed up. Back to McLeod. Holliston doing not a bad job of moving the ball, trying to find some open players. Cruz to Leone. Leone looks in the middle, trying to find Luisi. Luisi pops it up, and there's O'Connell. O'Connell comes away with it. She's got Drohan on the outside. Drohan pushes forward. Drohan, ball across, and it's going to go off the Millis defender. It's going to be a Holliston corner. Not a bad play. Again, some nice connections in the midfield, resulting in some space on the outside, and Holliston, like we said, this is probably the first time we've seen them do this consistently throughout this in this entire season. So oftentimes, they're playing down, they get nervous. Corner kick by Wolfgang, high in the air. Luisi's there, pops out. Wolfgang, long launch in, bounce in front of the goal. Getz is there, cleared. McLeod tries to get a piece of it one time. She can't. Wolfgang has Drohan. Drohan inside. Pushes it back to Wolfgang. Wolfgang. It's got Sally. Comes off of her. And Sally's going to get called for a foul. It's going to come back the other way. So Holliston unable to take advantage of the corner. And ball forward. And it's going to roll gently to Katie Williams. Williams. Long ball up. There's O'Connell. She's fighting for it. Sally to Drohan. She tries to get a piece of it, tries to push it past. Can't. There's Luisi. And looks like it's going to be, yeah, Luisi's going to get called for a push. Or it might have been offside. I think so. I think O'Connell might have been offside. So McClary will take the kick. Popped up to the feet of Katie Cruz. Leone trying to find Bergloff, and it's going to bounce off of, I think, number 10, Julia Graton. There are some Holliston substitutions. Kutchman comes out. Holden comes back in. McDonald comes out or goes in, and McDonald is still in. So there's Bergloff. Bergloff with the throw. Cruz challenges, but Millis comes away with it. Bergloff off of her foot. It's going to be a Millis throw. Bergloff able to keep it in and gets away from her. Cruz tries to send it across, gets intercepted by Millis. Luisi with a nice play. She's got Holden. Here comes Holliston on the counter. Long ball forward. Kutchman's trying to get to it, but she can't. Leone. Holliston sub. McDonald's going to come in for Drohan. Leone off the top of the head of Bergloff. And it's going to go off of Holden, and it's going to be a Holliston throw. 15 minutes remaining. Holliston with a 1-0 lead. Millis having a little bit of threat down the back, but overall, Holliston still seeming relatively in control of this game. But that, as we know, could change. Ball goes past McLeod. Wolfgang controls. Wolfgang pushes out. Wolfgang with the ball forward, trying to find Kutchman. Kutchman's there. Kutchman gets a step, but soon collapse. Out to Holden. Holden can't get a piece of it. And Millis again. Forward, pops it over the head of Leone. Leone's able to recover. And Leone sends a long ball forward, trying to find Holden. Bounces off the top of her head. Kutchman's there, and she's got Bergloff on the outside. Bergloff to Holden. And we got a whistle. It's going to be a Millis foul, so Holliston's going to get a free kick at just out about the 18-yard line on the left-hand side. So number 4, Mia Wolfgang, will take that free. So Wolfgang in striking distance here. This is she's hit these before. Wolfgang, ball up towards the right corner, and just didn't get enough of it. And an easy play by the keeper, McClary. Holliston with another pretty good opportunity. Again, unable to take advantage. McClary sends the ball forward. There's McLeod. And ball comes away. Still, Millis still has it. Ball forward. And Wolfgang's able to run it down. Nice play by Wolfgang. So Wolfgang able to slide, tackle that ball away. However, Millis earns the corner. So as we approach the 68th minute mark, it's going to be a Millis corner. Ball up. Ball's there. Katie Williams unable to get a control of it. And Millis had a shot. Bounced over. I can't see the Millis player who had bounced over their head, but Katie Williams tried to get it. She couldn't reach it. Bounced over her head, and Millis had a clear look at the goal. Unfortunately, it was unable to take advantage of that. So Millis comes away with nothing. Williams clears it out. Kutchman. There's Cruz. Luisi. Luisi comes away with it. Luisi back. Luisi's got Kutchman. Cleared by number 13, Carolyn Mundy. Now to be thrown in by number 13, Caroline Sally. That's something you don't get to say every day, right? 2 Carolines wearing the same number. Holden turns, gets a shot right at McClary. Holden, great job of being able to maintain body position. Can turn on those balls and hammered it, but it was right at the keeper. She's shanks it, trying to clear it. Millis comes out with it and retains control. Caulfield runs into Cruz. Cruz comes away with it, but that's 5. Sullivan to Graton, but Leone's there, and it looks like it's going to be a Holliston throw. Leone does a good job of shielding. McLeod off the back of the heel of Cruz. Bergloff on the outside trying to make something happen. Carolyn Mundy has something to say about that. She pops the ball forward looking for Graton. Graton in the corner. Gets double teamed. And there's Wolfgang once again. Wolfgang comes away with it, but McLeod, Wolfgang, and it bounces off of Wolfgang's foot, but Wolfgang was able to come in and clear that out. A nice job of that. So Millis has some substitutions and players coming in. Sisto goes out. Sullivan goes out. Holliston throw. Bergloff. Kutchman. Kutchman able to come away with it. Kutchman sends it across, intercepted by Millis. That's Steiner. Steiner. Good footwork. To Bender. Bender sends it forward. That's Gatz racing. And Leone clears it out, but it's going to be a Millis throw. Here's your throw. Long throw in. Over that to McLeod, and it bounces off of Wolfgang. It looks like it, but then right to the keeper. So no real damage. That's McDonald on the outside. McDonald tries to come away with it. Gets taken off of her and comes back the other way. Sally tries to step in. She can't control it. Still in. And it looks like it's going to be a Holliston. No, it's going to be a. No, it looks like it went out a little bit sooner than everybody anticipated. So Millis throw on the outside as we're over 71 played. Holliston retains a 1-0 lead. Sorry, that's a free kick. Free kick comes in. Cruz is there, gets a piece of it. McDonald sends it, but it's going to clear off of the Millis player, and it's going to be a Holliston. Go over the goal line, and it's going to be a Holliston. Okay. All right, so we got some more substitutions coming back in. O'Connell comes back in, and as does Drohan. Drohan coming on the left side. O'Connell's going to be playing the right side. So O'Connell and Drohan up front, and Holden in the middle as we're just at the 8-minute mark. Williams clears it out. Drohan tries to get a piece of it and can't. There's Leone on the outside. Millis one time, and here comes Luisi. Luisi pops it up. It bounces straight up. Cruz on her head, over the head of Holden. So some midfield play here. There's Holden punching it forward. She's going to chase it, but it's going to go to McClary. Too easy for her. So long ball forward. McLeod gets a piece of it. Cruz is there. McLeod has McDonald. O'Connell racing. She's in traffic, and Millis comes away with it. Luisi's there, and Luisi comes away with it. Now Luisi attacking. Luisi on the outside has Holden. Luisi across, and straight in, straight at McClary. So Luisi attacking on the right side. Another threat. McClary, long ball forward. It bounces and bounces again. Keeps bouncing. And there's Wolfgang. She's able to control it. Trying to find McDonald, and a long ball up. She does. Sally sends it forward looking for O'Connell. She's not there. She gets a piece of it. Luisi pops it forward. And McClary's just sends it to the coach. Okay, Sally with the throw. Long ball in. O'Connell fights for it. Holden's there. Cruz fights for it. Holden fights again. Slides, gets away with it. Drohan in space. Drohan has Leone. Cruz trying to look for Drohan coming on the side, but can't do it. Ball forward. Drohan fights. Wolfgang steps. Nice step by Wolfgang. Wolfgang plays off to Cruz. Cruz to Drohan. Plays back to Leone. Leone forward to Millis. Off Drohan's face. And still more back and forth. And then the ball comes forward into Holliston. And then Leone's there looking for help. And she blasted off the Millis player. I think it was number 17, Getz. Comes off Getz. Drohan gets checked by the ref. She says she's fine. And gets the ball, gets the pass in. Gets around her defender, and here comes Cruz. Cruz makes a play, sends it forward, and it's going to, I think that hit a Millis player. So it's going to be a Holliston throw. Drohan with the throw. Lobs it in. Holden tries to get it. Popped up. McLeod's there. Leone's there. Wolfgang sends it forward. She's got Holden. Cruz. Drohan. To Leone. She sends it forward, gets a header. There's Cruz. Cruz in space. Cruz looking forward, looking for O'Connell. McClary's there to clear it. She steps forward and clears it with her foot, trying to get the ball down the other end. And here comes Millis. Mia Luisi has something to say about that. And Treeside sends the ball forward. It's got O'Connell. O'Connell with space. O'Connell needs help. O'Connell on the outside. O'Connell with a shot across, and there's nobody there. Great play by Caitlin O'Connell. Nobody in front of the net for Holliston. It's going to be a Millis throw in on the left-hand side, deep in Holliston territory, as we are approaching the 76-minute mark. Ball forward. There's Cruz. Cruz keeps it. Cruz at space. Tries to push it off to Drohan and can't. Drohan's able to stuff it. It's going to go off of her, and it's going to be a Millis throw. And Christian's trying to sneak out early. I don't think he can do that. Ball in. Drohan fights. Luisi's there. Luisi's able to get a piece of it. There's McDonald. She races. Able to get cleared by Isabel Jewett. Was able to clear that out just in time as McDonald had a head of steam. Sally with a big throw. Trying to get into the box. And it looks like it's going to be a Holliston corner. So ball bounces off the Millis defender. It's going to be a Holliston corner. So Mia Wolfgang is going to take the corner. Wolfgang. Long, high ball in. Holden's there. Drohan races on the outside. She gets to it. She gets it off to Leone. Leone sends the ball back in. Drohan's there. She heads it back in. Luisi steps in, but she can't control it. Cruz is there. She pushes it out to Sally. Sally back to McDonald. Sally sends the ball in. She's got O'Connell. O'Connell's there. Ball comes forward. There's Holden. It's cleared by Millis. Holliston doing some nice work on the outside. Sally sends it back to Wolfgang. Wolfgang's able to run it down. So we're under 2 to play. Wolfgang, here comes Millis. There's McLeod. Plays out to Drohan. Drohan with space. Drohan in space. Gives it back. Gets it back. Luisi's there. Drohan's there. Forward to O'Connell. Nice ball through. O'Connell with space. McDonald chasing. It's going to get cleared by Millis. It's going to be a Holliston throw. So we're winding it down here. Holliston trying to hold on to a 1-0 lead over Millis. Caroline Sally with the throw. Holden gets space. Pops forward. She can't get there. And Sally's going to try and shield and able to keep the ball in. Sally again. Luisi. Drohan's there. She's trying to get a piece of it. She's trying to get to it. Fights. Leone's there. Leone's going to get it. Leone plays off. Tries to send in. It's going to bounce off a Millis player. Cruz. That hits her hand again. Cruz to Holden. Holden tries to push it down into the corner, and it runs out of space. Ball comes forward, and Millis unable to clear it. And, folks, that's it. So Holliston comes back on a second half score by Mia Luisi and is able to defeat the Millis Mohawks today by a score of 1-0. Great game by both teams. Great fan support by all the fans here at Holliston. So congratulations to both teams. And special congratulations to Holliston for coming back, getting back on their winning ways. So on behalf of my crew here at the Holliston Cable Access Television Show, I'm John Drohan. Thank you for joining us here at Holliston Girls Varsity Soccer. And we'll see you next time. Make sure you tune in.